Hi, this is Donna Hovey, and we are going to talk about Mimix Intra installation and configuration. I have installed a couple different product libraries. So basically, for an Intra installation, you're replicating your data to the same system using the loopback address, and you're replicating to a different library or to a different object name. And so you can think of this as Mimix being an installation on your source system and Mimix I being an installation on your target system, even though they're on the same system. And the intra installation needs to end in an I, but the first part of the name needs to be the same. So example, if I wanted to name my main installation ABC, my intra would be ABCI. Okay, so I'm going to do all of the configuration within the Mimix library because that is going to be my management system. But before we go into this, I want to show you my host table. Actually, first, the domain information. So you can see here that the host name for this LPAR is iSeries B, and here is the fully qualified domain name. So if I go into my host table entries, for your local system, you need to have, for RJ to work, you do need to have this defined, the local host name with the fully qualified DNS name. And I am going to use a host name of source, so I added source to this IP address. Down here you see the loopback page down, and I added the intra host name to the loopback. All right. So the first thing we want to do is create the system definitions. And do F6. The system definition name can be anything you want to call it. It doesn't have to match the actual system name. It doesn't have to match the host name. It can be whatever. But I'm going to call it the same as the host name. And that's going to be my management system. Primary transfer definition, I'm going to leave as a default primary. Everything else can stay as defaults. So I need to add the system definition for intra, which is going to be my network system, which means I cannot do configuration changes when I'm in that installation. Okay, so there is one parameter that we need to change on our intra system definition. So if you hit F10 and page down, there is a product library, and we need to change that to Mimix I. So we have our two system definitions. Now we need to create our transfer definition. F6 again. I'm going to call this primary. So for this parameter, you can either use hostname or IP address, and I'm going to use hostname of source. You want to have your port jobs different for each node, even though it's on the same node. It's just easier to manage. If you hit F10 on this, for more parameters, you see manage auto start job entries as yes, which is what you want because that way it'll, if you change your transfer definition, it automatically changes the auto start entry for the Mimix subsystem and gets your port job started correctly. And for the relational database that remote journaling uses, we really want to leave that as stargen to have Mimix just generate those remote journal links as needed. Okay, so right now, Mimic is not active, and we're going to get that going. And you can see right away that you have jobs in both installations going underneath the same subsystem. This is your master monitor jobs. Page down, you'll see that I have my port server jobs active. Just take a look at the job log. You can see that this one was started in Mimics. And this one was started in Mimics I, so that looks good. So I also want to show you the journal definition. QAudJourn automatically gets created. The Mimics journal definition gets created when the system definition is created. So even though I don't have QAudJourn even on this system yet, this is just the journal definition within Mimics. I could do a 17, which does a workjourn A, and you can see that it's not found. And the reason for that is because I have some system values that handle the auditing set to none. I'll just show you that quick. QAud control is set to none. QAud level, none. QAud level 2 is none. Therefore, I have no QAudJourn because I have no auditing turned on. Mimics automatically changes those once a data group gets started that is configured for object replication. All right, I think we're ready to start our Mimics managers. And we're going to start it from the Mimics installation because that is our management system. Okay, do get that error at the bottom of the screen, but that it did build it and everything is active. So that's all I'm going to go through today. I hope you enjoyed this training.